Hi everyone, good evening, Happy New Year. So, this is our first live podcast in 2025. Today is 2nd January. I'm coming you live from New Delhi, India. This is 2nd of January, 9:30 p.m. India. Wherever you are, I'm sure you've heard the disturbing news in the last 2 days of these alleged terror attacks in the US. And just about 2 days back, I had put out a video warning that the next 20 days are going to be critical for geopolitics, American politics, security, and so on. So I am pretty sad, people who really have nothing to do with Donald Trump or Joe Biden or what have you, they are dying on the streets in the US. And in the latest attack, a Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. And there was a New Orleans attack that killed 15 people. And that happened yesterday. And this is a um, very sad situation. It's also a very difficult situation, and this is 15 people were killed and dozens injured when a pickup truck plowed into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans early on New Year's Day, and FBI has called this an act of terrorism. Authorities believe that the driver wasn't solely responsible, meaning he was supported by somebody. The FBI has identified the suspect as a Texas man, meaning he's from Texas and he was an army veteran. He was killed in a firefight with the officers, and he had an ISIS flag in his vehicle. The suspect made videos before the attack in which he kind of said that I've joined ISIS. And the this is just about 1 mile away from Sugar Bowl, which was to be hosted a few hours later. And this is the annual college festival, which is was to begin at 4 p.m. ET. I read this out so that you know what we're talking about. So this is troubling in many ways because this latest attack, not the New Orleans one, but the other one, it had look at the signature of this a Tesla Cybertruck attacking a hotel, Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. So this is on American soil. It's directed at Donald Trump, who's swearing in just 18 days, and I believe that this is not a very good sign for Americans or the world because it seems that some people are hell bent upon trying to stop Donald Trump from making some decisions that they don't think he ought to make. So I think the question I do have for some of these people is that what is it that they think that he's going to do that is upsetting them or preempting them or persuading them that they ought to go after and do these acts, and which I think in their mind are sending a signal to Donald Trump that don't do this. And if you do this, then this is what we can do. During the election cycle, which ended on 5th November, there were two or three attacks on, you will know all that, on Donald Trump personally. And that's a very sad situation. But anyways, let's discuss more ramifications of this, and also what could the next 18 days hold, because it seems that whoever is behind this is desperate to stop Trump either from swearing in on the 20th of January, or if he does get sworn in, then at least he ought to be stopped from whatever he's planning to do. So let's focus on what he would do if he came to power on 20th of January, which now doesn't seem like a fait accompli because things that are happening. I mean, his security ought to be tightened because whoever is after him is not willing to back down. They clearly don't accept the election results, and they don't want him to come to power. They don't want him to actually start governing the US, and they're desperate. And of course, they've opposed Tulsi Gabbard, they've opposed other people, and so on. But this is way beyond normal. This is not just political opposition. This is like the final fight or whatever. So the issues I think that they're really worried about are: number one, immigration; number two, the economy; and number three, within economy, you have to say the taxes, the tariffs, and maybe what happens to the dollar. These are really the main concerns for common Americans. The issue ought to be, how would you, uh, how much does the petrol cost or gas cost, as they call it in the US, at the petrol bunk, and can you manage a living? Can you have a career? Are you safe walking down the street? It seems nowhere is safe. You can be killed by trucks coming down the streets. They can be guns going off, trucks exploding, cars exploding. It's really a bad situation for the sole superpower in the world. And the main issue, I think, is immigration, number one, because immigration is a multifaceted policy. It involves economics because it increases, labor market, skilled and unskilled labor. There is a issue about H1B, which people are talking about right now. So maybe it's related to that. And there is this influx of people from Mexico and Canada, which Trump has talked a lot about. And no one denies the influx. The only question is, is illegal immigration good for America or not? I don't care if it is good or bad. I only care that it'll affect the results in terms of the elections. As far as the economy goes, it's okay. I mean, if the cost of living comes down with such illegal immigration because you get a lot of cheap labor, I think that's good for the economy in the long run, but it might not be good for the cultural economy of the US. So that's where I stand on this. So it's a very bad start to the new year. Then I think the other thing they're really worried about is tariffs on the Chinese goods and economy taking a different turn. His strategy about Ukraine, Russia, and Israel conflicts, of course, is number one in their minds. But I was just rattling off the issues. So these are what really affect. I think the minds of the people who are doing these acts. Not even for a minute, I can think that some Syrians loaded up or walked across the Mexican border and then went and attacked America. America is no longer the country that it was 23 years ago, but Syria and the Middle East is not the way it was 23 years back when 2001 had happened, 24 years. So I really think the attackers, or the at least the conspirators, will be found within the confines of the US. Surely, a lot of politics will happen about on this, and let's see how this goes. I would like to hear what you feel about this and what your views are. If you have any questions, if you have your comments, please let me know. That'll really help. And if you've liked the coverage, please subscribe and like the video and share it with your friends. This is Samit taking your leave from Talks on Ground. This was the first live on 2025. Hope to see you very soon in a couple of days with more updates, possibly on this story. Right now, this is all. I will come back to you with a deep dive on this issue. So, thank you very much. Good night.